Okay, get ready for this. What if I told you that a math problem, one that has stumped some of the world's brightest minds for more than half a century, was just cracked? And the detective who solved this decades-old mystery? Well, it wasn't even human. This is the incredible story of how AI just broke a legendary record and rewrote the rules of what's possible.
For 56 years, in a corner of mathematics that powers basically our entire digital world, this number, 49, was king. It was the gold standard, the absolute best we could do. It was, for all intents and purposes, a perfect score.
And then, just recently, everything changed. After decades of brilliant people hitting a brick wall, that record was finally broken. The number is now 48. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just one number. But this isn't just a small step. It's a seismic shift. It's like finding a secret shortcut in a maze everyone thought was completely mapped out.
So to really get why shaving just one step off this problem is such a huge deal, we need to dive into the puzzle itself, the one that has captivated and, frankly, frustrated mathematicians for decades.
The puzzle at the heart of all this is about a mathematical operation that you, personally, use every single day, whether you realize it or not. It's called matrix multiplication. I know, it sounds super technical, but stick with me. It is a fundamental cornerstone of computing. It's absolutely essential for training the AI models that live on your phone, for rendering the incredible 3D graphics in your video games, and for running massively complex scientific simulations. So making this process even a tiny bit faster saves enormous amounts of time and energy.
All right, so the story here really starts back in 1969. A mathematician named Vulkist Drason completely shocked the community. He found this incredibly clever shortcut to multiply small matrices using only 7 steps instead of the usual 8. So for bigger 4x4 matrices, the best anybody could do was just use Strassen's trick twice. 7 times 7 is 49, and for 56 years, that was it. That was the record. It seemed utterly unbreakable.
So that leads to the big question, right? What kind of new thinking, or maybe a new tool, could possibly find a path that generations of brilliant humans had completely missed? The answer, it turns out, wasn't a new human insight at all. The breakthrough came from a completely new kind of AI agent developed by Google DeepMind. Its name is AlphaEvolve.
Now, AlphaEvolve isn't just another chatbot you can talk to. It's the next step in a very famous family of AIs, systems that aren't just designed to analyze stuff we already know, but to generate genuinely new knowledge. I mean, this AI comes from a legendary lineage. You've heard of its ancestors, right? It all started with AlphaGo, which mastered the ancient game of Go. Then came AlphaFold, which completely revolutionized biology by solving protein folding. More recently, AlphaTensor and FunSearch started finding new algorithms. AlphaEvolve is the next, much more powerful stage in that journey, a system built for pure, open-ended discovery. And when I say it's a leap, I mean it is a quantum leap. You see, its predecessor, FunSearch, could only really tinker with a few lines of code at a time. AlphaEvolve can work with and rewrite an entire codebase. It harnesses the full power of today's best language models to go after problems that are just way, way more complex.
So how? How did it find this needle in a 56-year-old haystack? Well, the secret is a brilliant, brilliant combination of two really powerful ideas: the raw creativity of language models and the cold, hard, relentless logic of evolution. Here's how it works. It all kicks off with a human researcher who gives the AI a simple starting point, a basic algorithm. From there, AlphaEvolve just unleashes its creative language models. You can think of it like a team of thousands of brilliant but eccentric programmers, all suggesting wild new ideas to improve the code. Every single one of those suggestions is then instantly tested and scored. Bad ideas? They're gone. But the good ones, even the ones that are just a tiny bit better, survive. And they become the parents for the next generation of ideas. It's this nonstop cycle of creativity and ruthless evaluation.
And the moment they found it, it was so unexpected that even the researchers themselves were stunned. One of them said that when a teammate messaged the group with the result, they just couldn't believe it and immediately said, "Let's triple check it."
That's a real eureka moment, made possible by this completely new way of thinking.
And listen, this isn't just some theoretical victory lap for mathematicians. AlphaEvolve is already being deployed on some of Google's most critical systems. And the results? Well, they're staggering.
And its power isn't just limited to this one problem. It's also tackling other classic, really hard math challenges. For instance, it found a brand new, more efficient solution to the packing problem, which is basically, how do you fit the most shapes into a container? This has been a super stubborn geometry puzzle for years, and AlphaEvolve just went and beat the best-known human solution.
And these wins are already making a huge real-world difference. AlphaEvolve came up with a new scheduling algorithm that saves 0.7% of the computing resources across Google's massive data centers. That's huge. It's speeding up the training for the next version of the Gemini AI by 1%. It's even finding ways to optimize the physical circuits on Google's custom AI chips.
And you gotta let that sink in for a minute. The AI is discovering ways to make the training of the very models that power the AI itself more powerful. That is a feedback loop of recursive self-improvement, and it has some pretty profound implications for just how fast AI is going to develop in the future.
So, where does this all leave us?
The big story here isn't that AI is replacing scientists. Not at all. It's about empowering them with an unbelievably powerful new kind of collaborator.
You see, the system works best as a partnership. A human provides the expertise, the deep intuition, and they define an interesting problem. And then the AI just takes off, exploring this vast, massive landscape of possible solutions, making creative leaps a human might never think to try.
As one of the lead researchers put it, the thing that makes this so cool and powerful is this back and forth. It's a virtuous cycle of discovery. The human asks a smart question, the machine provides thousands of answers, and those answers improve the human's intuition so they can ask even better questions.
And this leaves us with one final tantalizing question. If AI can help us finally crack a problem that was deadlocked for more than 50 years, what other challenges that we currently think of as unsolvable are suddenly within our reach? What are we going to discover next?